Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Potomac Curling Club at the National Capital Curling Center, hosting the Grand National Curling Club's Junior Playdowns. The women finished yesterday, the men are finishing today. In this match, we feature our final game, Team McMakin versus Team Dunnam, a rematch from the first game of our page playoff, where McMakin missed a promote to the button to give Dunnam the win and a bye to this game. Right of the box. Right of the Kleenex box. That's it. That little folded in half little chart thing. Thank you. In the second game of the page playoff, Team McMakin faced Team Dutt, and McMakin pulled out a win to advance back to the final and give us this rematch. We're scheduled to start at 7 p.m., but it looks like we'll be starting a little early, so be sure to tweet all your friends and get them watching now. You won't want to miss a minute. Team Dunnam gets to start with hammer today. We're tracking down the ice one of our great ice technicians here, Curtis Brooks. He was the lead ice technician for this entire event, providing us with fantastic ice. Big props to him and Jim, who stuck around for almost every ice maintenance period. They scraped and they mopped and they pebbled and they did so much crazy stuff to make this event a success. If you're a Potomac Curling Club member and want to learn how to maintain ice, be sure to, I'm not sure who to email right now. Email Dave Bykowski to get onto an ice maintenance team. Can we switch back to the main cam and then bring up the team list? team list. Our match is about to get underway. Let's take a quick look at the team rosters. As lead for Team McMakin, we have Donald McIntosh. At second, we have David Wadsworth. His vice is Justin Hodge, and his skip, of course, is Ryan McMakin. Throwing the yellow rocks is Team Dunnam. Their lead is Andrew Dunnam. Second, Stephen Semple. Vice, Andrew Stepora. And skip, Scott Dunnam. And the first ruck is away from Team McMakin. Donald McIntosh leaving off. McMakin opting to have his lead draw into the house right to the tee line. An impressive first shot. Dunnam completely ignoring it and going for a corner guard. These two teams have had a lot of practice on our ice and apparently used their practice before this match to really figure out the weight. Those two rocks are perfect lead rocks. Donald McIntosh throwing his second rock again with a nice guard / draw weight. The sweepers should be able to put this wherever they want. Sweepers do an excellent job bringing that back over. Not quite enough to put their shot rock under cover. Dunnam showing confidence in his lead, calling for the freeze. As the names would imply, Scott and Andrew are brothers, so I would certainly hope they have a lot of trust. Looks like the rock's going to wind up short. My mistake, it wound up deep. It somehow squeaked just to the right of the guard and then just left of shot rock. Second, David Wadsworth throwing his first rock for Team McMakin. McMakin taking advantage of Dunnam's miss and throwing up a guard. Stephen Semple, second for Team Dunnam, throwing his first rock. Clears the high guard. McMakin asking his second to throw up either a tight 3 guard or a top 12. Looked a little light on the release. Sweepers swept earlier to make sure the line was right. Now they're trying to sweep it back towards the center line. And they succeed. Winds up a nice guard. It's a little close to McMakin's other guard. Dunnam might go for the double here. Second, Steven Semple comes out with a lot of force, clearly going for the double. Sweepers working hard to keep the line. Moves both rocks. And they both wind up out of the house. An excellent recovery for Team Dunnam. Justin with his first rock as vice for Team McMakin. Definitely a guard or a draw weight. We'll see where the sweepers leave it. Sweepers bring it back towards the center line, leaving a nice 3 guard. The rock's a little right of where they wanted it to be. Dunnam can see shot rock, and he's going after it. Andrew comes out with a control takeout weight. Gets by the guard. Nick's shot rock. Doesn't punch it out, but keeps himself in and well under cover. The rock on the yellow rock on the left side is buried. McMakin thinks there's enough curl to draw down to it. Justin, his vice, delivering rock number 6 for Team McMakin. They really had to wait for the rock to curl. It's not going to wind up on the line they wanted, but it was great weight. Unfortunately, the rock is wide open. Dunnam's going to go for the hit and roll. Again, Team Dunnam's vice, Andrew Stapora, coming out with a control takeout weight. Waiting for the line to develop. Gets the hit and sticks, does not get any kind of roll. With Dunnam leaving that rock wide open, McMakin's coming right after it. Right now, Dunnam is first and second shot, McMakin third, and we think Dunnam has another rock hanging onto the back of the 12-foot. McMakin choosing a different strategy. In their last game, they blanked the first 2 ends, throwing takeout after takeout after takeout. Here, Ryan McMakin throwing his first of Skip's rocks. Definitely a downweight hit. He gets the hit and still sticks in the middle. Dunnam realizing that if he hits and sticks, he won't outcount the red rock in the back of the 8-foot. So even though his shooter might not outcount McMakin's red rock in the back, Dunnam is still going to go for the hit. Scott Dunnam, skip for Team Dunnam, throwing his first rock. Sweepers are pounding it, trying to hold the line. The rock looks like it's going to overcurl, but no, he hits it and rolls. Rolls, I think it's just outside the house. We can't tell from our house camera. Sometimes it sees a little bit of white underneath the rock, even though it's actually biting. So right now, Dunnam is first shot on the house. McMakin is second shot. McMakin opting for a draw down to the yellow rock. If he can draw down 2 and maybe even bump yellow back a little bit, he can sit 1-2 and force Dunnam to take 1. Excellent delivering release. Sweepers look happy with the weight. Now they're really getting on it. He can't afford to leave it short and give up 2 in this first end. Vice comes out to help. They drag it as far as they can, and it's biting the top of the 12-foot. I have to wonder if the sweepers had gotten on that rock earlier, if they could have dragged it down far enough. Dunnam, seeing an opportunity for 2 here, is going to come out and hit and sit on the red rock in the back of the 12-foot. If he makes this, he might get 3, depending on exactly how the rocks are positioned in the house. Scott Dunnam delivering hammer. Sweepers, make sure it's out wide enough. He gets the hit and rolls out a little, but manages to stick around enough to count. You can see that yellow rock in the back of the 12-foot at the top of your screen. We have a call for a measure. It's at least 2 yellow for Dunnam. It might be 3. Getting 3 would be an absolute win for Team Dunnam here. I don't think they could have hoped to start any better than that. This reminds me of the final rock for McMakin in the last game, where McMakin came up just short of the promote he needed to win the game when he played Dunnam at 9 a.m. Our official here, Alan, pulling out the measuring device. The yellow rock is measured. The official now spinning to compare the distance to the red rock. The yellow rock is closer. Dunnam scores 3 with the hammer in the first end. Andrew Dunnam throwing the first rock of the second end. McMakin calling for a corner guard. Donald McIntosh delivering the rock. As we start the second end here, one of the things I find amazing as a member of the Potomac Curling Club is that the entire club is volunteers. There are no paid employees. There's nobody here on staff. All the ice work, all the volunteers, all the officials, all the broadcasters, everybody helps out to make this club happen. It's really an amazing thing. When I see other people and tell them about what we do, and to see that only 230 members make this entire facility run and have done so for 12 years, it's a fantastic thing. Andrew Dunnam, lead for Team Dunnam, delivering a second rock into the house. McMakin going for a hit. Hopefully he's going to hit and roll behind his guard. Again, it's a fairly downweight hit. Gets the hit but rolls out. Dunnam gets a hit and roll off the guard. He sweeps his rock so it winds up all the way out to leave McMakin with nothing to draw behind. McMakin calling for a draw. Looks like he wants to freeze onto the button. Sweeper's waiting until the curl picks up. Looks like a very nice shot. Hits the yellow on the nose and bumps it back about an inch. Second, Steven Zempel, trying to match, hopes to freeze right on top of the red rock. The red rock is just behind the tee line, but Zempel pushes a little wide and heavy, winds up picking his own rock and bumping it to the side just a little bit. This does remove the freeze, which means McMakin has to throw up a guard. Or not. He is opting to put 2 in the house. Another excellent opportunity to score 2. Sweeper's really going at it, trying to make sure it gets into the house. I don't think it will. Ryan comes out to help sweep, and they leave it as a tight guard. Team Dunnam delivering a rock. Sweepers were at it all the way down the sheet, looking to pick the red out. They do. It jams on the back yellow, but is out of the house, we think. Team McMakin's vice, Justin, delivering his rock. Skip called for a draw into the house, but the rock looks light. He might have to promote his guard in. It's going to wind up a 2 or 3 guard. Just taps his existing corner guard. Dunnam initially calls for a draw to the top of the 8-foot. Now he's signaling for a tight 3 guard on the center line. Sweepers stay off of it. Looks a little heavy for a guard. Gets the rub off of McMakin's guards and rolls over into the top of the 12-foot, providing some protection for his shot rock. McMakin throwing a normal weight takeout here. Looking to hit and hopefully roll, taking out the yellow rock. He wound up wide, manages up. Scott Dunnam delivering his first of 2 skips rocks. trying to put up another guard. Winds up wide. Opts to put it into the house, biting the forefoot. McMakin again going to try for the hit and roll. He's coming from the other side this time. So even if he's a little wide, he'll hit and roll off the back red. Sorry, the back yellow. McMakin coming out with a control weight. Sweeper's letting it go. They jump on it just before the hog line. He really needs this roll. Hits the yellow, which manages to move both yellow rocks. One to the back of the 12-foot and one to the back line, out of the house. Looks like McMakin is now shot rock. He rolled over a little far, but he's still afforded some protection by the guards. With this broom, I think Dunnam's trying to draw behind McMakin's guards. The rock's about T weight. Just gets by the guard and winds up behind the T line in the 8-foot. It is nicely buried behind the guards. McMakin opting to try and throw a heavy draw. Hopefully come down and tap that yellow back just enough so that McMakin is sitting 1-2. McMakin delivering his hammer rock. Again, the rock looks like about T weight. It's actually back line. He needs it to curl. Gets just enough to push the yellow out into the 12-foot, but doesn't stick around. Looks like Team McMakin takes one with the hammer in the second end. The score is now McMakin 1, Dunnam 3. This is certainly a change from the last time these two teams met in the first round of the Page playoffs. McMakin, down 2 points, is probably looking to steal. Throws up what looks like a very nice tight guard. That rock is not in the house. Dunnam ignoring it and drawing to the other side. This rock winds up in the house, right on the tee line. McMakin looks like he's going to try and draw into the house or leave up another center guard, depending on the weight. Sweepers wind up pounding this rock. Winds up a guard weight just over the hog line. Andrew Dunnam throwing the last of the lead rocks. Looks like the skip called for it to go in. Sweepers added quite a bit during the first half of the run. Now trying to let it curl and put it behind the guard. Wound up with excellent weight right on the button, covering the pin. You can only see about a quarter of that rock from the hack. Second for McMakin, David Wadsworth. Trying to match the draw, but he threw it light and wide. Winds up second shot in the 8-foot. Dunnam calling for the natural hit and roll. Steven Zempel throwing second for Team Dunnam. Line looks good. Hits and rolls not quite behind cover. The rock is about a third to half exposed. Just a little more than shot rock. McMakin calling for the thin hit here. An upweight shot thrown. Gets almost exactly what he wants in a bonus. So Dunnam put one up, and McMakin took it right out. Dunnam's going to try and put it right back. Steven Semple trying to put the same rock back. Just wicks off the guard. Winds up in the back of the 8-foot. McMakin calls for the draw. His vice Justin throws a nice looking rock That's just a little wide. Sweepers stay off of it. Finally picked up a line they were looking for. They come right down and almost freeze onto the yellow, bumping it back just a half inch. With that line call, looks like the skip is calling for bumper weight. Bumper weight is a fairly down weight hit. You're not looking for a lot of speed. You really just want to tap the rock. Wound up with decent weight, but I don't think he got the line he wanted. The red rock winds up shot, and he pushes his own rock back into the 8-foot again. McMakin's vice quick out of the hack with a what looks like a guard weight shot. Line is the most important thing here. Skip encouraging his sweepers to go harder, trying to pick that line back up. The weight's fine, but the line's just not quite right. There's at least a 3-rock wide hole there. Dunnam's going to come right through it and do a raised takeout. Normal weight hit here. Sweepers come off. He's through the hole. Noses the yellow, takes out the red, but does spill one of his own. Dunnam's probably okay with that. He's still sitting 4 in the house. McMakin trying to prevent some damage here. Definitely going for the double, hoping his own rock sticks around in the house. That is a rocket. Oh, winds up crashing on the guard. I have not seen a rock that fast in a while, folks. Skip Scott Dunnam coming out with guard weight. Sweepers are on it, right out of his hand. They're trying to bring it around the red rock. They get around, bump on their own, and now Dunnam is sitting 5. And Dunnam has hammer. Ryan McMakin's got a tricky job here. He just threw a rocket and needs to come all the way down to T-line weight. He has to get to the 4-foot and be undercover. McMakin looks like he has good weight. Might be a little wide. Will the rock curl back? Sweepers stay off of it. It gets by the guard. Oh, no! I didn't think that was possible, folks. He goes right through the 2 yellow rocks. Dunnam's going to draw for 6 here. Right now he's sitting 5, and that would give him an 8-1 lead. Drawing for 6 gives him a 9-1 lead, which was unimaginable when we started this game. Dunnam sweepers stay off of it. He's following that same line. Runs into his own, but doesn't push it out. Dunnam draws for 6. The score is now 9-1 after 3 ends. Six, yes. It's all right. Doesn't last long. Back to curling here. In the 4th end, Team Dunnam delivering the first rock. Andrew Dunnam threw it. Looks like guard weight. Sweepers are trying to put it in the house. They wind up dragging it all the way to the 8-foot. McMakin calling for the traditional corner guard. Sweepers cleaning the rock. Corner guard curls just enough to leave Dunnam's rock exposed. Scott Dunnam calling for another one in the house. Rock is definitely heavier than the last one. It's going to wind up in the back of the house at least. Winds up in the back 4-foot. Dunnam calls for a second corner guard, this time on the left side. That's what it shows. Yeah, the left side's getting cut off by the low resolution. Props to Donald McIntosh for putting up 2 excellent corner guards. And now Dunnam's going to take him out. His second, Steven Semple, throwing a peel weight. Sweeper's really going at it. Gets one, rolls behind the other. we're on the third rock of Team McMakin, so red. There should be 2 reds gone and 3 yellows gone. So you're 1 behind on the yellows. Okay, we're good now. Second, David Wadsworth, looking for the draw behind the guard. Looks a little light. No, waits right on. It's going to wind up behind the tee, but gets a nice curl at the end to be right behind cover. Dunnam looks to peel the second guard. Stephen Semple gets really low when he delivers, folks. And he misses the guard and flashes through the house. Second, David Wadsworth looking to put up and replace that corner guard. Nope, it's got a different handle. He's going to draw into the house and try and match his first rock. He winds up a little wide, leaving his rock exposed, opening up a double possibility for Team Dunnam. Vice Andrew trying to get the hit. He's going to wreck on the guard and push it into the house. McMakin now has 3 in the house. Dunnam's got 2. McMakin considering his options here, trying to decide if he should go after Dunnam's rocks. He's going to go after him, hoping for the double and rolling over in front of his own rocks. Justin comes out with a normal weight hit. Sweeper's trying to keep the line. Hits a little on the inside from what he wanted. And the shooter rolls through the house and out to the side. Dunnam calling for the hit, trying to see just how many he can take out. Hits a little up weight. He's going to get 1. McMakin wants to go for shot rock and roll to the opposite side, splitting the house. Justin his vice coming out with, again, a normal weight rock. Sweeper's hoping to let it curl. Again, the rock hits what it meant to, but doesn't stick around. Andrew, vice for Team Dunnam, holding the broom for Scott, calling for the hit. Dunnam changes targets at the last moment, but still going for the hit. Opting to try for the double, and gets it. There's only one rock left in the house, folks, and it's yellow. McMakin's going to try and draw down to the yellow rock in the house, trying to build the possibility for a skip's deuce. The rock needs to curl for the freeze, and it looks heavy. Wide and heavy, folks. Winds up in the back of the 8-foot. Dunnam again going for the hit. The vice calls the sweepers off. Gets the hit and rolls out of the house. McMakin with the choice to either hit and sit for one or hit and try and blank. Control weight hit out of the skip's hands. Sweepers are on it all the way. Gets the hit. And the sweepers don't roll it out of the house. He opts to take the one. So the score is now 9-2, Dunnam leading Team McMakin. We're entering the fifth end here, approaching the halfway point. McMakin's still got a long way to go. McMakin calling for a center guard, trying to build the opportunity to steal. Sweepers stay off the entire way. The rock, I think, is in the house. Just about 2 inches too heavy, folks. Dunnam calls for the takeout. Dunnam hits and rolls out. McIntosh trying for the second time to put a guard up. Sweeper staying off this one too. With no sweeping, that rock wound up as a 1 guard. Sweepers might have been able to make it a tighter one if they wanted to. Andrew Dunnam delivering his second lead rock for Team Dunnam. Dunnam looking to draw into the house. Winds up in the back of the 8-foot. David Wadsworth delivering second rocks for Team McMakin. He's trying to draw behind the guard, or maybe freeze to the rock in the back of the 8. The line looks nice. The rock is almost buried, only about 25% exposed. Dunnam calls to clear the guard. Second, Steven Zempel throwing for Team Dunnam. Throws a nice peel. David Wadsworth delivering his second rock for Team McMakin. It's not a guard. He bumps his own rock and splits them. Dunnam calling for the hit. If it hits perfectly, they might get the double. But that's an awfully thin double to try and hit. Sweepers are on it almost as soon as it leaves the hand. Rock is right on the nose. Hits and rolls about 3 inches. Vice for Team Dunnam, Justin. Looks like a 3-guard weight. They just get around the rock on the top of the 12-foot and wind up on the button, not quite covering the pin, with about half the rock exposed. And Dunnam's going to go after it. Dunnam's actually going after the red rock on the right side, possibly hoping for the double. Gets the double. Nice shot by Team Dunnam. Perfect weight, perfect line, great sweeping. That's a shot that Team McMakin themselves have pulled off quite a bit in this tournament. Justin trying to draw one in. Get some kind of freeze to get some points building for Team McMakin. Winds up a little narrow for a freeze on the shot rock. Bumps the top 12 yellow and winds up with about a rock of separation. Dunnam again calls for the takeout. Sweepers are on it as soon as it leaves the thrower's hand. They finally come off. Dunnam gets the hit, rolls out, and winds up with 2 rocks in the 4-foot. He did leave a pocket for McMakin to draw into. If McMakin can get into that pocket, his rock will be almost immovable. Clean delivery. The rock looks a little heavy to my eyes, but the sweepers get on it. The rock over curls just a bit, taps one rock, but winds up frozen to second shot. We're not quite sure what the call is here. Dunnam does have 2 rocks left, so he could opt to hit the red in some capacity to remove the backing his yellow rock provides. It's about front 8 weight. Rock is really curling. He'll wind up hitting the red rock on the nose and remove the backing. So Dunnam, with the hammer, is currently sitting 1. McMakin has second shot. Dunnam has third and fourth. The vice has just moved the broom outside a little bit. It looks like a draw. He's either trying to freeze onto the yellow and bump it back just a little bit, or maybe hit and roll behind the 2 frozen rocks. I'm not sure. Definitely a draw weight. Looked a little light. Sweepers get on it about a third of the way down the sheet. The curl looks nice, but it's going to wind up a little wide. He winds up bumping Dunnam to the back of the 4, but winds up leaving Dunnam's second shot instead of bumping Dunnam back enough to let McMakin sit first and second. Dunnam can hit and sit for 2. Scott Dunnam throwing hammer. Definitely a down weight hit. They need to hold the line. They're going to hit the red, but it jams just a little. Oh my goodness, McMakin steals two. McMakin's got to be happy with that result. Well, that was the conclusion of the fifth end, folks. We're going to enter the fifth end break here. 5 minutes for teams to come off the ice, talk with their coaches, relax a little bit. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the sixth end. Team McMakin delivering the first rock of the 6th end, Donald McIntosh. McMakin threw up a center guard. Dunnam throws through the house. McMakin starts with 2 center guards. Dunnam looks to try and draw behind him. Dunnam clears the guard. Winds up on the tee line behind the guards. McMakin's second delivering his first rock, trying to match the draw to the button by Team Dunnam. Sweepers having to pound it. They come up, get by the guard, and tap the yellow back just enough. I think that McMakin is shot right now. Dunnam wisely opting to clear some of the junk from in front of the house. Clears one and moves the other to be a corner guard instead of blocking up the center of the house. McMakin looking to draw down and add another to the forefoot. David Wadsworth delivering his second rock, playing second for Team McMakin. A quick clock check for those of you interested. Right now, Team McMakin has 39 minutes remaining, and Team Dunnam has 41 minutes remaining. Both teams a little ahead of where they need to be, so they're in good shape. McMakin's rock was a little light. He wound up a center guard. Dunnam's going to take it out. Ooh, he wound up wide and flashes through the house. McMakin calling for a draw into the house, either top 12 or frozen. The rock's a little light. He's probably going to crash on the guard. Ooh, just ticks off the guard, taking off enough weight to leave 2 center guards up, completely covering the forefoot. Dunnam's going to go for the takeout to clear the mess. Semple through the rock and gets a hit. Nice shot. Moves 2 of the center guards. The forefoot is now completely unprotected. Justin, vice for Team McMakin, delivering his second rock. Sweepers are waiting for it to curl. Winds up a very tight guard. Doesn't provide that much protection to the rocks in the forefoot. No matter, Team Dunnam's going to take it out. An upweight hit here. Gets the hit, but it jams on the rocks in the forefoot. McMakin is now sitting 2 in the forefoot, but there are no guards protecting them. The broom's about 3 feet to the side of the center line. McMakin probably throwing up a guard. He's right on the broom. The weight looks good. Sweepers drag it a little bit. Put it just biting the top 8. It is third shot, but it's close enough to the other rocks that there are many double possibilities here. Heck, a perfect shot could even be a triple. Scott Dunnam skip will throw his first of 2 rocks here. Comes out with a normal weight for a double. Gets one and moves the second out to bite the 12-foot on the left side of your screen. So McMakin is still sitting 2. And his rock on the left side of the 12-foot is actually fairly well guarded. McMakin can opt to just guard his shot rock in the forefoot. Dunnam has nothing in the house right now. McMakin with his final rock at the end. Winds up with the weight he wanted, but shot rock is still exposed. Dunnam's going to try and hit and sit for one, I presume. Scott Dunnam delivering the hammer. Clean delivery. It's a down weight hit. It's more of a draw than a hit. Looks like they're just going to try and outcount. An excellent controlled shot from Team Dunnam. Doesn't even push McMakin out of the house, but takes away shot position and scores one. Dunnam is now leading 10-4, heading into the seventh end. A reminder here, folks, the winner of this match will be crowned GNCC Junior Men's Champion and will also earn a spot in the Men's Junior National Championship. Junior Men's Nationals takes place at the Broomstones Club, Saturday, January 26th to February 2nd, almost exactly a month from now. So these teams will have plenty of time to get rested up, whichever one of them moves on. Dunnam's first rock here, delivered by Andrew Dunnam, goes into the house. Donald McIntosh delivering the first rock for Team McMakin. With the hammer, Team McMakin wants to throw up a corner guard. The rock looks a little light. Sweepers are pounding it. McMakin really couldn't afford that hog. Andrew Dunnam delivering his second rock. Andrew nudging his own rock and winding up with two in the forefoot. Donald McIntosh coming out a little faster this time. Looks like he's going to try and draw down to one of the rocks in the house. Winds up in the top 12 foot. Dunnam's going to take it out. There is quite a possibility for a jam here if the rock isn't hit just right. Sweepers are on it all the way. Hits at the right angle and rolls out. David Wadsworth delivering for Team McMakin. Again, looking for a guard or a draw here. Looks like draw weight. He's going to come right down to that yellow rock. Winds up a little narrow and winds up as a corner instead of straight on. Dunnam again calling for the hit. Hits the red rock, moves both a red and a yellow out of the house. Dunnam sitting 2. David Wadsworth delivering his second rock for Team McMakin. He's going to wind up in between the yellow rocks. Just parallel and out counting them. Dunnam again calling for the hit. Rock's got plenty of weight. Gets the hit and rolls to the outside of the 12 foot. McMakin calls for the freeze to the left red yellow rock. Justin delivering for Team McMakin. Rock looks a little light. They get it over the hog line, but that's about 12 feet short of where McMakin wanted that rock. Dunnam's going to go ahead and take it out. I see a hand from an official. Looks like there was a hog line violation. This isn't the first hog line violation here at Playdowns. I believe it's about the 4th or 5th, but they are pretty rare. McMakin, with a little bit of a break here, gets a chance to come around the guard and draw into the house. McMakin wound up a little wide, but he's going to try and get the rub off of the yellow rock. Winds up right behind the guard. Dunnam calling for the takeout. Gets the peel. The red rock shoots off onto sheet A. One of Dunnam's teammates has to go chasing after it to make sure it doesn't collide into our hacks. With that broom, looks like McMakin is calling for another draw into the house. Looks like about a 3 weight. Nope, it's in the house. Oh, it's just too heavy. Winds up in the back of the 12-foot. Dunnam calling for the takeout. Wow. Hits the red just right and gets a double. Hammer here. McMakin's going to draw to the 4-foot. It's really close. Draw to the pin by the skip. Very nice shot. So McMakin takes 1 in the 7th end. There are 3 ends remaining. McMakin is still down 5 points. The score is Dunnam 10, McMakin 5. McMakin's lead, Donald McIntosh, delivering the first rock of the 8th end. Dunnam trying to draw behind the guard. He's going to draw into the house, but his rock is almost fully exposed. McMakin calling for the freeze, or the pushback. Donald McIntosh delivering his second rock for Team McMakin. The rock winds up light. It's just barely going to get over the hog. Dunnam's going to try and draw around again to put 2 in the house. Sweepers are on it for line, trying to make sure it gets around the guards. It's around the guards. They let it curl, and it pulls right up to their shot rock. McMakin calling again to duplicate what Dunnam just did. Looks like he's going to get in there. He's not going to move anything much. Gets in, taps the yellow rocks around, but Dunnam is still sitting 2. Dunnam clears a guard. McMakin's going to try and draw around from the other side. The button is open. The rock looks light and narrow. He's probably going to wreck on the guard. He curls past the guard. Whoa, that rock really curled at the end. Winds up providing some cover on the other side. Not sure if McMakin wanted that. Dunnam's going to go ahead and peel the center guard. An upweight hit here. Nothing fancy. Dunnam just peels the guard. McMakin again calls for the freeze to the back of the forefoot. And swap the hammer. The rock wound up a little light, leaving Dunnam with the opportunity for a double. Andrew Stopora, vice for Team Dunnam, coming out with a normal weight hit. He hits it just left of nose and rolls out. Correction, rolls to bite the 12-foot. McMakin again calls for the freeze to the back rock, sitting in the forefoot. Weight looks better, but it looks wide. They're going to need that curl at the end of the rock. Here it comes. There's the curl. Winds up, shot rock just in front of the button. Dunnam's going to hit it with force and see what happens. An excellent hit. He loses his backing, but also moves the red off the button. Looks like McMakin is calling for the double hit and roll. Definitely a down weight hit. Looks more back house than a hit. No, looks top house. Looks like he's not going for the hit. He's just going for the freeze. And he gets it. That is very nice. The rocks aren't quite frozen. There's about an inch of separation there. Dunnam might be calling for a guard with this ice, or he might be calling for a light hit. These rocks are really close together. I don't think Dunnam can get any of the reds out. But Dunnam is sitting 2 right now. He would be very happy taking 2 in this, the 8th end. This is a guard. Wait, folks. Sweepers are off it, letting it curl. Now they're back on, trying to make sure the line happens. He winds up with a 3 guard just right of the center line. Not quite what he wanted, I think. McMakin can hit either red rock if he chooses. Now McMakin does not have hammer this end, so whatever he does needs to be protected. He's looking at actually running that new yellow guard back into his red rock on the center line. This should be a pretty upright hit. He's trying to move 4 rocks. McMakin coming out with a normal hit. It's actually a little down weight from what I expected. He's going to hit it a little wide. Moves one of the yellow rocks. But that's his last rock for this end. Dunnam is... Oh, hold on. Yes, that was Team McMakin's last rock for the 8th end. Right now, McMakin is sitting 2nd and 3rd shot. Dunnam should be able to hit and sit for 2. It's a normal hit. Gets the hit. Rolls out. Dunnam takes 1 here in the 9th end. Sorry, here in the 8th end. So this the beginning of the 9th end. Dunnam has called for his lead to throw it through. McMakin needs a guard. McMakin opting for a center guard here. The rock winds up right on the center line. Dunnam's going to go for the peel. He might as well go for the peel. Excuse me, going for the tick to shove the guard to the side. If he manages to push the red out, it will be a free guard zone violation. So he hits the red. The red rock does go out of play, so it will be a free guard zone violation, and McMakin gets to put it back. McMakin calling for a draw to the button. After this shot, there will be no more free guard zone. It's not going to get by the guard. He'll end up splitting off his own rock, and he winds up with two guards near the center line, but they're close enough that Dunnam's going to go for the double. I got to admit, Steven Semple gets really low when he delivers. Moves two rocks, but one of them sticks around after jamming on the other guard. Second, David Wadsworth. Line definitely looks better. He's going to get around the guard. They're going to try and put it in the house behind cover, dragging it behind their guard. Doesn't matter to Dunnam. He's just going to take out the guard. Dunnam clears the guard. McMakin calling for a draw into the house. The rock winds up just biting the 12-foot. The red rock on the right is just higher than the one on the left. Dunnam might as well go for the double. This is a delicate line call here. Sweepers are staying off of it. He gets the nose hit. McMakin calls for the draw behind the yellow rock. He's winding up light and narrow, so he's going to wreck on the guard. Dunnam can now go after shot rock. That's exactly what his vice, Andrew Stapor, is going to do. I've been corrected. It's Stopera. Stopera gets the hit and rolls out of the house. McMakin again trying to draw behind the yellow rock. Almost gets the curl he wants, but that red rock is probably completely exposed from the hack. Skip Scott Dunnam going for the takeout. Gets the hit and rolls out of the house. McMakin's going to have to go for a skip's deuce here. Yet again, draw behind the guard. Ryan McMakin delivering his first rock of the ninth end. The weight looks a little heavy. It's okay, but he's not going to get behind the guard. Winds up in the top of the 8-foot. Dunnam going for the hit. Dunnam's going to get the hit and rolls just a little behind cover. McMakin about to deliver hammer. There's no way he can get two. He's going to have to settle for one. McMakin with the broom a little wider this time. Sweepers are off it the entire way. McMakin winds up throwing it to the back of the house. Dunnam steals one. Score going into the 10th and final end here is 11-5. I'm sorry, 12-5. Dunnam throwing it through. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here. This is the Potomac Curling Club here at the National Capital Curling Center. We've had lots of volunteers helping us out broadcasting these events. I want to thank Joe Rockenbach, Matt Benner, John Hale, Jimmy Fallon, George Shirk, Stephen Duberstein, and Heather Schulke. They've helped us run the system today, and I'm your web chair, Michael Dobbs. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation. We do have a few more improvements planned, but we could use your help to accomplish them. If you'd like to donate to the Potomac Curling Club, go to curldc.org/donate. We're looking to improve both our webcasting system, and we have a couple capital campaigns coming up to help improve our facility. We're looking at upgrading our sand floor to a concrete floor and upgrading our dehumidifier to help with our humidity. We are pretty far south, one of the furthest south clubs in the United States, and our humidity can be pretty awful sometimes. Our dehumidifier has been working hard for 12 years, and it needs some help. It has been a pleasure to host this event and to broadcast all 15 draws for you. We've seen lots of great action, some great sportsmanship. A big thank you to all of the volunteers that helped make this event possible, the webcasting chairs. Oh, and I forgot to mention Lisa Andrew, who also took her turn here at webcasting. She also did a lot of work in the kitchen here, helping to provide food for both the players and the volunteers. Our officials, Melissa and Jeff, who led this event, and they were helped by countless numbers of people. Not to mention all the timers that helped out. Every single game for every single draw had its own separate timer. Thanks to all the parents for helping raise their kids in curling and driving them to all these events. Thanks to the curlers for helping to participate. And thanks to our side people here. We are right next to the Gardens Ice House, and they're a wonderful partner here with the Potomac Curling Club. We wouldn't exist without the help of the Gardens Ice House. Potomac Curling Club actually started in 1961 and has existed for over 50 years. We've had our facility for about 11 or 12 years now. To the many members who came before us and to the many members yet to come, thank you. And last but not least, I want to thank our ice crew. Our ice crew, even during the regular season, is out here scraping almost every day. During this event, they were scraping before every draw, mopping during the fifth end break, pebbling like crazy. I'm sure some of their arms are about falling off from all the pebbling they did. Our lead ice technician, Curtis Brooks, for this event. Our master ice technician in general, Ken Ray. Brandon for all the scrapes he does. And that will be the end. McMakin has been mathematically eliminated from this game. Congratulations to Team Dunnam. Andrew Dunnam, Stephen Semple, Andrew Stopera, and Scott Dunnam. they will advance to the USCA Junior Men's National Tournament at Broomstones, Saturday, January 26th to Saturday, February 2nd. Be sure to tune in. We're not hosting, Broomstones is, but I'm sure there will be lots of coverage. With a final thank you to all of you who watched us during this event, we set records for Potomac Broadcasting with this event drawing our most viewers ever. During this game, we had over 125 simultaneous viewers, and we now have 300 people following us here on live stream. We'd love your feedback. If you go to our website and click on Contact Us, let me make sure I get this right so I don't tell you the wrong thing. If you go to the website and do the Contact Us form, you can send a message to website question, and our website folks will be sure to get it to me. We'd love your comments and inputs. We're always looking to improve our system. Have a wonderful evening, folks. I hope you've enjoyed these past 4 days of the GNCC Junior National Playdowns. Congratulations to all the curlers on a fantastic game.